Melania talks about Trump's assassination attempt and the raid on Mar-a-Lago in this new sit-down interview with Fox and Friends. Now, the entire interview releases later tomorrow, but we have some clips that I really want to thoroughly debunk in a way that mainstream media simply won't. With 40 days to go until the election, we have no time to waste, so make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and let's jump right in with this clip of Melania Trump playing victim regarding the classified documents case and the raid on Mar-a-Lago. But just stick around because I will thoroughly debunk what she's saying.
Raid on Mar-a-Lago, the house manager texts you and says the FBI is outside the house. They had access to my bedroom, closets, office, and rummaged through my personal items. Even searched Barron's room, you say. So how invasive was that? Did it make you angry? How did you feel?
Yeah, it made me angry. Yes, invasion of privacy, and the way it was done. I was really surprised.
You wanted to see it for your own eyes. With your own eyes, what did it look like when you walked back in your house that had been raided?
I saw unpleasant stuff that nobody wants to see it. And you get angry because, nobody should be putting up with that kind of stuff. Some person, I don't even know who or how many people, they went through my...
Wow, really well said. She just said unpleasant stuff. Nobody wants to see it. But the way that the host frames this question really pisses me off because she says, was this an invasion of privacy? What about the invasion of the American people's privacy every time Donald Trump leaked a classified document, then played cat and mouse with the FBI? So to break down the actual facts, let's visit the primary document, the indictment written by Jack Smith, and let's break down exactly what Trump did so we never forget. In July of 2021, at Trump National Golf Club in New Jersey, during an audio recorded meeting with a writer, a publisher, and 2 members of his staff, none of whom possessed a security clearance, Trump showed and described a secret plan of attack that Trump said was prepared for him by the DOD and a senior military official. Trump told the individuals on the recording that the plan was, quote, highly confidential and secret. Trump also said, as president, I could have declassified it, now I can't. Trump showed them this, a highly secret plan. And then, in August or September of 2021, Trump showed a representative of his Political Action Committee who does not possess a security clearance a classified map related to a military operation and told the representative he shouldn't be showing him that. And then, Trump played cat and mouse with the FBI for a year, and this is why Mar-a-Lago was raided. Trump, number 1, suggested that his attorney falsely represent to the FBI and grand jury that Trump did not have documents. He directed defendant Walter Nada to move boxes of documents to conceal them from Trump's attorney, the FBI, and the grand jury. He then suggested his attorney hide or destroy documents called for by the grand jury subpoena. He then provided the FBI and grand jury only some of the documents while repeatedly claiming he was cooperating fully. He then caused his certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury, falsely representing that all the documents had been submitted. And then after a few more actions, the FBI finally said, okay, we're gonna have to go into Mar-a-Lago. They specifically warned the Secret Service. They specifically made sure they did it on a day where Donald Trump was not present. They were very careful, very safe. They followed protocol every step of the way. And now Melania Trump wants to play victim for the purposes of her book that she's trying to sell. Now, we have another clip to play, but just one more point regarding the stolen document case. I'm sorry, but if you marry somebody who acts like a gangster, who acts like a mob boss, who threatens people every step of the way if they aren't loyal to him, and then plays cat and mouse with all of our investigative institutions, you can't cry after your place gets raided. It's like Carmela Soprano knowing about all of Tony's criminality and then crying after their house gets raided. And this is Melania Trump talking about the assassination attempts, obviously trying to sell her book. Take a listen.
The assassination attempts, the first one is in Butler, Pennsylvania. And you write about watching the assassination attempt on TV, and you started working and you were distracted, so you pushed pause. So you didn't see that first assassination attempt, and someone called you, I think your chief of staff maybe called you and said, he's okay, but there's been a shooting. What happened next?
I ran to the TV and I rewinded and I watched it. I was only a few minutes behind, and something, I guess, look over me, so I didn't really see live, but maybe, 3 minutes, few minutes later. But when I saw it, I, it was only, nobody really knew yet.
Right.
Because when you see him on the floor and you don't know what really happened.
I could see that being scary for sure, but I don't like how she says that God was looking over her, so she didn't see it. Trump says God was looking over him, but all of a sudden, God doesn't care about Cory Comparator at all.
And then a few weeks later, there's another attempt on your husband's life at your golf course. Where were you, and what was your reaction to this attempt?
I was in New York City, actually, and I saw it on the television. And as soon as I saw it on television, I called again, and he was okay, because Secret Service were great. The guys that they were with him, they were fantastic. And I think both of the events, they were really miracles. If you really think about it, the July 13 was a miracle, like that much, and he could not be with us.
And Melania says this publicly, but she wasted no time after the first or second assassination attempt to post vague videos about her nude modeling work. Watch.
Why do I stand proudly behind my nude modeling work? The more pressing question is, why has the media chosen to scrutinize my celebration of the human form in a fashion photo shoot?
I mean, this is the same Trump playbook that everybody in the MAGA world follows, whether it's Mark Robinson or Matt Gaetz or Melania Trump or Trump himself. They act like the media is unfairly maligning them and attacking them when, no, we don't care about your celebration of the human form. We're pointing out the hypocrisy of Donald Trump railing against immigration, saying he is a conservative Christian, but then marrying an immigrant who does nude modeling. Again, we don't care. Liberals actually want you to express yourself in any way you can. That is what liberalism is about. But we just don't like when Donald Trump wants to deport 15 million people when his wife is an immigrant. That stuff is not okay. She also posts all these weird, vague videos. This is a blueprint to the White House garden. Who needs to see this? She also posts these videos where she's standing halfway in the shadows, acting like she was a victim of some terrifying raid.
The loud knocking on my door sent a jolt through my body.
I'm sorry, but the loud knocking on your door doesn't mean anything compared to nuclear documents being stolen and potentially given to foreign adversaries. I don't know who she thinks she is, but this victim complex is annoying. My broader point here is Melania Trump, I'm sure, was traumatized by the assassination attempts. I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but then she immediately goes back into grift mode. I mean, she capitalized off the assassination attempt like somebody who is sociopathic, like somebody who just wants to make a bunch of money, dip from her husband's campaign. She hasn't really even been seen with him since the attempt. Maybe she was at one of his rallies to promote her book, but other than that, she does not go anywhere with him. So it's all just vacuous rhetoric. She does one interview conveniently 40 days before the election where she doesn't talk about politics whatsoever. She just acts like the victim, sells her book. And this next clip is an insult to my intelligence and your intelligence, because Melania Trump implies that Democrats are the ones fueling a toxic atmosphere. We'll debunk it after.
Mainstream media, there were a few days reporting about July 13 event, and everything then became quiet. So I had a lot of questions. What's going on? This is not normal. And is it really shocking that all this egregious violence goes against my husband? Especially that we hear the leaders from the opposition party and mainstream media branding him as a threat to democracy, calling him vile names.
Stick to the script, Melania, the exact script that the Trump team gave you.
They only fueling a toxic atmosphere and giving power all of these people that they want to do harm to him. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. The country needs to unite. And I encourage everybody to read my letter that I wrote on July 14 again.
So Melania Trump actually asks a pretty good question early on in this clip. She says, is it really shocking that all of this violence happens against my husband? Honestly, no. Your husband is the one whose bombastic rhetoric has fundamentally changed the way American politics works. Every step of the way, he uses divisive rhetoric, whether it's about Obama a decade ago, whether it's about Hillary half a decade ago, whether it's about Kamala being a communist or Biden being senile, whatever it is, he uses these insane names. Adam, Shifty Schiff. He says all of the institutions are being weaponized. So no, it's not really shocking that what goes around comes around. You use extremist rhetoric, then the extremism will amplify within the country. She also implies that Trump isn't a threat to democracy. I'm going to go through my little talking points. Him and John Eastman came up with an unconstitutional legal theory that said Mike Pence could unilaterally decide the election. When that didn't work, he called all these election officials and pressured them. When that didn't work, he staged a rally 10 minutes away from the Capitol, and people tried to subvert the will of the American people by stopping the peaceful transfer of power. I mean, all of this stuff actually happened. So yeah, he is a threat to democracy. One more clip of Melania Trump on Fox News. In this one, she says, all he wants to do is make America great again. Come on.
Want to do this again?
All he wants to, as he says, make America great again. He wants to make this country prosperous, safe for everybody. He wants to make American dream possible again.
He wants to make this country safe, except for the multiple women in Georgia who have already passed away due to lack of health care. Safe, except for people who are young Haitian migrants in Ohio who now have to stay inside, can't go to school. Safe, except for the infant mortality rate increasing in Texas. He wants to make it safe for the Muslims that he spreads fear against. I mean, I don't know what she's saying. Let me know if you guys can decipher it in the comment section below. And let me know what you guys think. Did she actually have that reaction to the assassination attempt? I want to hear from you guys. If you made it this far in the video, drop a like, drop a blue heart, have a great rest of your day, and peace out.